Hello students, welcome to the present segment on 12th Night. This segment would be on Sir Andrew Aguchik, and if we have time after that, we will also start with the character of Antonio. Now, Sir Andrew Aguchik is a friend of Sir Toby, an apparent friend because Sir Toby exploits him with the bait of Olivia. He is actually over here because he intends to court Olivia into marriage, and therefore from the motivational point of view of this character, he is quite similar, at least from his motivation, to Orsino. But Orsino to some extent gains our sympathy, despite the fact that we sometimes share our wide-eyed wonder at Orsino, share our wide-eyed wonder at Orsino's eccentricities, which characters like Valentine and others do. But we are often sympathetic towards him because of his dedicated nature towards love. But this person, Andrew Aguchik, is not an object. He is not an object of our sympathy, simply because this figure is completely ridiculed in the course of the play. He poses as a wit, an intelligent person, a kind of a intellectual in the derogatory sense of the word, but is actually a repulsive idiot. Just as towards the later part of the play, we'll see that he poses as a fighter, but is actually a coward. But how does his posture come out? We have an extract in the play. We have located an extract in the play. It's from Act 2, Scene 3, lines 48 onwards. And we'll see how whatever he says brings out the peculiarity and the ludicrousness of the character. Once again, Act 2, Scene 3, lines 48 onwards. We'll start from this Clown's Song. It's a song we have already discussed. Oh, Mistress Mine, etc. Oh, Mistress Mine. This is from, I've told you, line 48. So 48 is at the end of the song, but you won't fully understand the idea over here if I don't start from the song itself. Clown sings, "Oh, Mistress Mine, where are you roaming? Oh, stand here, your true love's coming, that can sing both high and low. Trip no farther, pretty sweeting. Trip no farther, pretty sweeting. Journeys end in lovers' meeting, every wise man's son doth know." Sir Andrew said, "Excellent, good, in faith." Sir Toby says, "Good, good." Clown says, "What is love? 'Tis not hereafter. Present mirth hath present laughter. What's to come is still unsure. In delay there lies no plenty. Then come kiss me, sweet and 20. Youth's stuff will not endure." Sir Andrew says, "A mellifluous voice, as I am a true knight." It seems very, dubious, because he himself considers himself a true knight, and this seems to be quite a direct compliment. A mellifluous voice, a sweet, a musical voice. And Sir Toby says, "A contagious breath." Okay, contagious breath, suggesting that it is a foul-smelling breath, perhaps hinting at the carpe diem theme, which is always a bit, which always comes with a bit of pathos in the song. And right in the next line, you can see how Sir Andrew is correcting himself. Very sweet and contagious in the faith. Obviously, contagious breath would actually talk about a bad breath, a foul-smelling breath. For Sir Andrew, however, the word contagious comes in a literal sense. It means infectious. And what he wants to mean over here is that it is pleasantly infectious. So you can see how he is always, kind of copying Sir Toby and trying to live up to the expectations of a wit in him. His comic slavishness, we'll call this comic slavishness because this arouses comedy, and he will always imitate Sir Toby. We have already discussed in the last segment about Sir Toby's character, how Sir Toby exits, and he exits with a lot of abuses towards Andrew Aguchick simply because Aguchick wants to be dressed together. Again, always attaching himself with Sir Toby, having no independence of his own, it seems. So, let's come to the next extract, which will make us understand a little bit of the character, again its slavishness. Act 2, Scene 5, lines 166 onwards. Now, being quite impressed by the conspiracy hatched by Maria, Sir Toby says, "I could marry this wench for this device." The wench refers to Maria. And quite humorously, Sir Andrew almost vetoes it, but in a different way. So could I too. But obviously, either of them would marry Maria. So you can see how Sir Andrew is actually, without understanding the meaning of what Sir Toby intends to say, is actually vetoing him, just copying him. Sir Toby, and ask no other dowry with her but such another jest. I'll ask her to just play another such practical joke, and that would be her dowry. And to this, Sir Andrew replies, "Not I neither, nor I neither." So I also, when I'm marrying Maria, look at the ludicrousness of the situation. As soon as Sir Toby says that maybe I'll marry Maria as a reward to this kind of a practical joke, Andrew also wants to marry Maria. And when he says that for this, I would not ask for any kind of dowry, but another such practical joke, he says that same for me, nor I neither. Fabian says, "Here comes my noble gull catcher." Gull catcher is a catcher of fools. Sir Toby says, "Will you set thy foot on my neck?" This is where Maria comes. So are you going to, trap me? Sir Toby says. And Sir Andrew just reflects what Sir Toby says, saying, "Or on mine either?" So you can see. And then Sir Toby goes on with this joke. "Shall I play my freedom at trade trip and become thy bond slave?" And look at what Sir Andrew says. "In faith, or I either?" So this is what we can call a kind of a slavish copying. Okay. So he has hardly any intelligence or whatever to say something significant. It's just, earlier we have also seen this, he's just saying what vetoing rather what Sir Toby has said, not realizing the ludicrousness of the matter, because it's a question of marriage, and Maria would obviously marry either of them. It can't happen in case of both. But there is a moment of comic sympathy in this character as well, and we'll have to go to Act 1, Scene 3, line 73 in the play. When Sir Toby says, Act 1, Scene 3, line, we'll come to 79 a little later, but before that, Sir Toby's speech. "O night, thou lack'st a cup of canary. Where did I see thee so put down? So why are you so down over there? Why are you so depressed? A cup of Canary wine, a wine from Canary is a wine from Canary Islands, would rejuvenate you." That's what Sir Toby says, because he believes in drinking and revelry. Sir Andrew says, "Never in your life, I think, unless you see Canary put me down." Methinks, now here comes the important part, methinks sometimes I have no more wit than a Christian or an ordinary man has. But I am a great eater of beef, and I believe that does harm in my wit. So there is no reason why he says this, but somehow, despite his posturing almost throughout the play, there are moments when he really doubts his wit. Okay, and these are the moments that elicits some kind of comic sympathy for the character. Now, as Shakespeare's plays would always feature, characters are most often foils to other characters. Now, as I've told you, this character is in one aspect similar to Orsino because of the motivation. But Orsino, as you know, is far more refined and sophisticated and gets much more sympathy and understanding from the audience. But he is also, to some extent, a foil to Malvolio as well, in having a kind of a inflated self-image about himself, which he often understands to be false. And there is a place which I have just quoted where he is in doubt of his idea of himself, but mostly throughout the play he carries on this self-image only by slavishly imitating Sir Toby. He is also a kind of a host to the parasite, to the kinds of social parasite that we find represented in many plays by Shakespeare. Over here, Sir Toby is a kind of a social parasite who is living on him and who is also living on Olivia. Since we have almost come to the end of this segment, sorry, in the next segment we'll do Antonio's character, which is not quite a long one. So maybe Antonio's character and a few concluding remarks about the play. Thank you.